Bill Belichick will go down as one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. At 71 years old, Belichick has 6 Super Bowls to his name, 299 career wins, made the playoffs in 19 seasons, that's tied for the most ever, and has coached the most playoff games at 44. And it's also fair to include that he won 2 Super Bowls as the Giants defensive coordinator in 1986 and 1990. From 2001 to 2019, the run of dominance by Belichick and Tom Brady was unmatched. The Patriots made the playoffs in all but 2 seasons during that 19-year stretch, and one of those years that they missed the playoffs, they had 11 wins with Matt Castle as their quarterback. In Belichick's first 5 years in New England, the team won 3 Super Bowls, and Bill was already recognized as one of the, if not the, best coach in the NFL. From 2005 to 2013, there was a bit of a Super Bowl drought thanks to Eli Manning and some other tough AFC teams like Denver and Baltimore, but eventually they hit their stride and took home 3 Super Bowl trophies from 2014 to 2018, with a quarterback that was well into his 30s by that point. Winning just 1 championship is tough. Winning 6 Super Bowls in a span of 18 years is almost impossible. When Tom Brady departed after the 2019 season, football fans were excited to finally see who really ran the show for the Patriots during those glory years. I even made a video after that season talking about the things we learned after Brady left for Tampa. 2020 was a bad year for most people, but not Tom Brady. He went to Tampa Bay, played in his first season of his career without Bill Belichick on the sidelines, and beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 55. For Belichick though, it didn't go nearly as well. I think most of us figured that the Patriots would not fall off that bad without Tom Brady, due to Belichick's impressive record in games that Brady missed during his time with the Patriots. In games without Tom Brady during his Patriots career, Bill Belichick still managed to go 13-6, a very respectable record without their star quarterback. While most of that came in the 11-win season back in 2008, it was fair to assume that they would still be a playoff team without Tom Brady. Turns out that was not the case. The 2020 Patriots had many COVID opt-outs and didn't bring in their starting quarterback until late June, as they brought over the former league MVP from 5 years prior, Cam Newton, at 31 years old. Despite what was stacked against them, they still put up a respectable 7-9 record in the first season post-Brady. In 2021's draft, Belichick tried to relive the glory days, taking another pocket passing quarterback from a big school, and this time it was Mac Jones at 15 overall. After a 1-2 start that year, Week 4 was Brady's return to Gillette Stadium, and it was one of the more anticipated regular season games of that year. Days before the game, Belichick took questions about his time with Brady, and Belichick did flat out admit that he would not have the same level of success without him. He even elaborated and said, "There's no quarterback I would rather have than Tom Brady. I was very lucky to have Tom." Unfortunately for Bill, his Patriots lost that 2021 battle versus Tampa by only 2 points and fell to 1-3 on the year. The good news though is that the Pats rattled off 7 straight victories from week 7 to week 13. They played well enough that year to have a 10-win season, but sadly got demolished in the playoffs in the wildcard round versus the Buffalo Bills. In fairness, it was Mac Jones' first playoff start ever, but however, from this moment on, it feels like the Patriots never recovered. 2022 was a step backwards. Mac Jones regressed, the team had a terrible offense, and they kept losing games in horrific fashion, including the unforgettable lateral play in Las Vegas. They missed the playoffs at 8-9, but to get the offense back on track, they brought in a new offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, in 2023. Through 5 games this year, it turns out that maybe the offensive coordinator did not make the difference that they had hoped for. Their offense ranks dead last in the NFL in points per game at 11 points per game, and even their defense has drastically declined this year. They did get very unlucky in week 4 as possibly their 2 best defenders went out for an extended period of time. That would be their rookie first-round corner Christian Gonzalez and their best edge rusher Matthew Judon. After a 38-3 loss at Dallas in week 4, followed by a 34-0 blowout versus the Saints at home, it's evident that this team is not good. There's even been some rumblings about Patriots owner Robert Kraft not being too satisfied about the current product on the field. Reports have even suggested that Kraft would not hesitate to fire Belichick if New England's struggles continue this year. With that, of course, come the questions about Bill Belichick and has the game passed him by, or why is he still coaching in the first place? The why, I think, is the easier answer. I think it's clear that Belichick is still coaching in order to to reach the all-time win record for a head coach. Belichick ranks 3rd all-time in coaching wins and finds himself 29 wins shy of Don Shula's record of 328. Belichick kind of downplayed that by saying, "I have a great respect for the game and all that, but I'm not really focused on that right now." But honestly, I don't believe him. See, Don Shula, before he passed away in 2020, had a few occasions of calling out Bill Belichick. He once referred to him as Belicheat, and during the Patriots' bid for a perfect season in 2007, Shula made comments about the potential perfect season being tainted due to their Spygate scandal earlier from that year. Shula, of course, was the coach of the 1972 Dolphins, who were the only team to ever go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. The Patriots were minutes away from accomplishing that same feat, and this was even a 16-game season as compared to a 14-game season back then. But that guy Eli Manning got in the way once again. I truly believe that Belichick does not want to retire until he could pass Shula's record. It could take 3 years with good records, but realistically, it could take 4 or maybe even 5 if his teams still struggle. In 4 years, Belichick would be 75 years old. For reference, the oldest head coach ever was Romeo Crennel. He was 73 during the 2020 season with the Texans. Could Belichick stick it out for 3 or 4 more years? I mean, maybe, but he would be the oldest to ever do it. And will that be with the Patriots? That I don't know. I also get the inclination that Belichick has too much pride to go out like this. If he retired from coaching after this year and the Patriots having a very bad season, you'd have to think that the narratives out there would be giving Tom Brady majority of the credit for the Patriots dynasty. Would that be the correct narrative? No. Did you know that in Brady's 19 years as the starting quarterback for New England, their defense is ranked top 10 in 15 of those 19 seasons? In 2001's Super Bowl run, they held 3 opponents to under 17 points, including the greatest show on turf, and cornerback Ty Law also had a pick 6, which made the difference in that game. In 2003, the defense only allowed 14 points in the divisional and championship rounds. In 2004's divisional round, they held Peyton Manning and the Colts to 3 points. In 2016, the defense held opponents to under 17 points in both games prior to the Super Bowl, and Brady's pick 6 in 2016 Super Bowl meant the defense only gave up 21 in the 28-3 comeback versus the Falcons. And we can't forget about the 2018 Super Bowl when Belichick's defense held Sean McVay and the Rams to just 1 field goal. The point is that both parties deserve a ton of credit for the Super Bowl success. There were playoff games where the defense had to step up and win games for them, but on the flip side, there were also some games where the offense went above and beyond in order to win. I mean, Bill said it himself, he would not have had the same success without Brady. As for Brady's perspective on the debate, he feels there should be no debate. For me, there's nobody I'd rather be associated with. From my standpoint, I always think it's a stupid conversation to say Brady versus Belichick because in my mind, that's not what a partnership is all about. Coach couldn't play quarterback and I couldn't coach. The best part about football is, and coach says it a lot, do your job. And he asked me to play quarterback. He didn't ask me to coach. Clearly, neither party wants to entertain this idea, and we may never know the full truth. We can only go off of what they tell us. If Belichick does decide to prolong his coaching career, you'll probably see another Patriots offseason similar to 2021, where they spent a ton of money in free agency. But that's if he remains with the Patriots. With that said though, it's not like Belichick has done a fantastic job as the Patriots GM in recent years, to put it nicely. My question is, which quarterback does he do it with? Because the whole Mac Jones thing does not seem to be working out, to say the least. I'm 99.9% sure he's done playing for good and his stake in the Raiders ownership would interfere, assuming that whole thing clears up soon. But it'd be really cool to see at least one more season of Brady and Belichick. I'm just saying, if things don't get figured out fast, Belichick's coaching career would probably end like most veteran players would, crawling to the finish line, trying to recapture what he once had. That's gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave in the comments, where do you think Bill Belichick will be next year? Will he be on the sidelines in Patriots gear? Will he be with another team? Will he in fact retire? I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll talk to you guys next time.